Good morning, everyone. This is Tiger Eye Talk. I am Lisa DeToffel, owner and chief cheerleader here at Tiger Eye Solution, and this is our once a month Tiger Eye Talk show. I have with me today one of my team members, Karen Clark, and we are currently waiting for our guest to arrive. She is in travel mode currently, so it may be a little bit before she can actually jump on with us. But while we are waiting for our guest to arrive, Karen and I are just going to chat about a recent conference that we attended in Dallas, Texas. Some of the things we learned, some of our takeaways that we brought home with us to implement within our business. So, Karen, if you'd introduce yourself a little bit and then tell us maybe one of your biggest takeaways from that conference.
Okay. I'm Karen Clark, and I am a Tiger Eye team member. My business is Virtually Assured VA Services, and I am a content creator, the written end of things for coaches and speakers for blogs, newsletters, email marketing, SOPs, you name it. Wow. As far as takeaways, there were so many great speakers, and they, from the mindset motivational end to the financial end to the marketing end, it ran the gamut. But I think the biggest takeaway that I had from all of that was just to know that you were enough and that you had more potential in you for what you could do, where your business could go. And there were a lot of practical tips to help you kind of move along in that direction. So I kind of saw this big picture of, wow, there's so much potential out there for what you can do in your business, for your clients, that type of thing. What about you?
Yes, absolutely. There were so many great speakers that we got to listen to during that 3-day event in Dallas. And one of the biggest things, I guess, that resonated with me is you can focus and you can control how you move your business forward.
Yeah.
You put those goals in place and you move it in the direction you want it to go to reach those goals. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there was so many different areas, and definitely that we are enough, because a lot of us, some entrepreneurs kind of hold themselves back. They're kind of their own enemy, if you will, mm-hmm. And get in their own way to being successful, to reaching their goals and reaching the success they want to reach. I'm guilty just as much as the next person of doing that myself. So just in the past few days, being back from that event, I've kind of started reassessing some of my goals that I may have set back in January to get me on the correct path and in the direction I do need to go for my business, for sure.
Yeah.
So, a lot of great tips were shared there. Not just in the professional realm, but I mean, there was so much personal growth as well with all the attendees that were there, especially coming out of the last 2 years where, you really couldn't attend a live events.
Yeah.
Even the host that hosted this event, hasn't had a live event since 2019.
Yeah.
So this was the first opportunity that they were able to actually have a live event and have people come together to learn from others. So that just within itself was also a big factor for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But just being able to connect and actually meet people in person. We kind of connect a lot, on a screen, whether we're networking at a training or, whatever the case may be. We all see each other on screen, but to actually see somebody in person, give them a hug or, say, I didn't realize this about you or something, when you actually see them in person was really amazing. So,
Well, and I think too, in our virtual world, for us personally, the entire group really, truly has only known each other online. There may be some people that live close enough to you, you've seen them, that are a part of our very large virtual expert community. But for us, it was very unique because we really, truly have only met each other online. And for some of us, it's been 2 years of knowing this person online, and now all of a sudden you get to see them in person. That's pretty neat, pretty special. And one of the things you said, I was just listening to a podcast this morning that talked about self-sabotage and the things that we do in our business to self-sabotage, and how, not truly understanding the people you're working with, which for us would be our clients or our team members, not really asking enough questions to get enough information so you can make an informed decision, and also really truly thinking about post-decision, why did you make that decision, which a lot of times will help you focus. And so when, after you make the decision, you have to be clear on, here's why I made this, or here's the decision I'm going to make, and here's why I'm going to make it. And that really hit me because, like you said, a lot of us do that. We stand in our own way. Yes. And how many times did we hear that over the weekend? I'm the only one holding me back. I'm the one making the decisions not to do X, Y, and Z. And even the speakers talked about it. Like you said, you are in control. You have the choices. You can decide. And I did the same thing as you, where I came back home and did a lot more, kind of reassessing and that type of thing, just to kind of see, okay, what do I really want to accomplish here? Am I doing everything I want to do? Or are there some things that I can say, I really don't like doing that anymore? Just get rid of that.
Yeah, take it off your plate. Yeah, for sure.
So that was pretty special. And just meeting, some of the speakers, I enjoyed talking to them, because very rarely do you get to go to an event where you actually get to talk, especially a large event, and get to talk to the speakers. Just kind of hang out and find out about them.
Take your photo with the speakers if you want. We were even able to do that. That was awesome.
That was really neat. And if you can take, and as well as I do, that being teachers before, I used to go to every professional development and say, if I can take one nugget away, even after years and years and years of teaching, where, a lot of people would go in and go, oh, what a waste of time. I could be doing X, Y, and Z. I always used to go in and say, if there's one thing I can take away that I can use, then it's worth it. It was worth the time, because it must have been big enough that it stuck with me. And that's with this one, there was more than one thing that you can take and use. So that was, it helped out professionally and personally, personal development.
I think one of the biggest ones that really stuck with me too is you get what you focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you focus on a certain thing, then that's exactly what you're going to get in return.
Yeah. And how often have we heard, don't focus just on the problems around you. Focus on, the bigger picture or the solutions, or, how can I look at this in a different way so that this could truly be a real opportunity. In the moment, this is a real pain, but in the long run, this might be one of the best things that ever happened, and it could be a real opportunity to do something else.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we were also introduced to some masterminds to join if we had, we had the opportunity to join them if we chose to. And I just so happen to know that you are a member of one of those masterminds. So kind of share a little bit about, I guess, the benefits. I mean, you don't have to say the name of it or anything if you don't want to, just kind of like some of the benefits of being part of a mastermind group.
Wow. Well, one of the things is the coaching end of things. If you talk to anyone, even some of the speakers who are, multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs, have their own corporations and everything, and yet they still have coaches. And I think there's always, one of the funniest statements I heard was, different level, different devil. So, there's always something else that somebody who's been there, done that, faced a lot of things, doesn't want you to face them, a sounding board, that type of thing. That's one of the real pluses. The other plus is the people that are in there, you get to know so well, and are so, in our community at least, it's not the competitive stuff. Very, very encouraging. How can I help you? Ideas for things, like if we're in a mastermind meeting and someone's having a struggle with something and you throw it out there, there's at least 5 or 6 people who say, hey, why don't you try this? Because you're only looking at it with one perspective. And again, it gets back to that whole, this is a real pain for me.
Yeah.
And, but then for someone else, that might be the thing they love. And they're like, oh, I got a million ideas for you. And you're like, I hadn't even thought about that. Or they get to know you and know your style. They know how you work and all this. And they will suggest things. Example, lead magnet. And they'll say, well, listen, why don't you try this? I know I've looked at that before and said, I wish somebody would show me X, Y, or Z, whatever it might be. Those are just the two big things, are just the coaching end of having somebody who is at a higher level than you, can kind of show you where to go in your business, and also just the camaraderie between the team members. It's very, very special. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure. And yeah, I do totally agree with that. That you should always have a coach in your corner, so to speak, as you are moving through your business.
Yeah.
Like that, questions could come up or issues could come up, and, having someone else's opinion and input to help you make an executive decision or whatever type of decision needs to be made is really beneficial for sure. So let's talk a little bit about your business and all your content that you create for clients.
Oh, it has run the gamut. Let's put it that way. I really, really, at the very beginning, was strictly writing blogs, and I love that. And it was more in the health and wellness industry, which I would still work with coaches in the health and wellness. It's kind of morphed more into leadership and business. And one of the leadership coaches is also a faith-based speaker, which I love.
Awesome.
And so, I never thought I'd ever enjoy writing an email and writing an email for a purpose other than, here's what I want to tell you, here's my schedule, whatever. And so in the email marketing realm, one of the things that's really fun for me is to get to know the voice of clients.
Yep.
And the clients I have very different voices. And so you kind of get to know their personalities, how they want to share in the world, what they have to offer. And probably the one thing that you always are playing the game of, I don't want it to sound salesy. That's just icky. I need it to sound so that, yes, I'm trying to, put it out there that I have a book or that I have an article or something, but I don't want to push it on anybody. I just want them to be able to have the resource because I really, truly feel like it's a good resource or whatever. And newsletters, I think, are kind of fun. They don't take as, a whole lot of time, but you get to use a little bit of creativity in there. That's kind of fun. You get to learn about other places, because I've done newsletters for people that live in other places, and I get to learn about their community and, different happenings and all that. That's fun. And as far as website content, that one's a real interesting one, because to me, you're creative, but a lot of it is mechanical, because you're looking at things like what keywords are they using? Are they really maximizing the, SEO so that they can, rank, so that somebody will see their website and actually come to it? Does it sound like it's something that is benefiting the client, or is it something that's all about, look at me, which I have seen before?
I've seen it go both ways.
Some of them are really, really dry, and you have to kind of gently say, hey, this would be really great because people are looking for, they want to know the personal side of you. They want to know whatever, especially when you're working with people that are business coaches.
Yes.
A lot of times they really want that persona out there that they are a business coach and they are serious and here's what we do. That's great. But then when I ask them, but who are you marketing to? And they kind of get this look on their face and go, I'm marketing to, and they'll tell you, but it's so wide. It's like, okay, so you're marketing to women and men in business and, then you kind of feel like you're stepping on toes, but then you get into, have you noticed your colors are all pink and purple and all this? I'm not so sure that the men are really going to, go after that kind of stuff.
Right.
So then I get a little bit out of the website content because I strictly stay with the written word. So it's pretty interesting. It's just a wide range of things to the point where now I'm writing SOPs, which we know we need for our own business. But when you're writing for someone else's business and they have a team and you're trying to make sure that you're gone, the owner and, the person who's the owner of the business is gone, your client, that anybody on that team, if they needed to find XYZ, if they needed to do some task and you're not available, that they're going to be able to do it. And it's been challenging, but it's also kind of fun because you can use things like, videos. So you're sitting there not only telling them in words, but you're showing or screenshots or whatever it might be to kind of show somebody. It gets all those learning styles in. The teacher in me still does that and says, okay, somebody's not going to just follow those directions written. They're going to need a little visual. They're going to need something else. So that part has been fun. And I do a lot of research. I'm a research junkie. And, anybody who's listening, if you do anything with strengths, my top 2 strengths automatically tell you I love to pick up all kinds of knowledge. I love to research and I love to ask questions. And so those things make for great research, though, because yes. I've learned there's some really good places to find research, very solid, credentialed research, especially when I was doing the health and wellness industry. And then there's other places that are just popular and great if somebody can, find something on there, but how credible is it? And so a lot of your research time is spent making sure that, the claims are legit, any of the statistics are legit, those kinds of things. But that's fun for me. I know most people hate research. I love research. You give me a problem on something and I have to really kind of, but I have to say, I can't go down that rabbit hole because I could be doing research and 2 hours later look up and say, wow, I learned so many cool things, but none of that will be used for this, so.
Yeah. So what is the number one takeaway your clients experience from working with you?
Number one takeaway. Well, I think first and foremost, I'm very strategic. Again, back to that, I'm a strategic thinker. And so they might say, I need you to write this email sequence. I'm doing a nurturing email sequence and we're going to do these 8. And immediately in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we might want to start this way and then we'll build on that. We'll do, and I'm already starting to think about ways that we can plan this out, even to the type of, ideas we're going to put in each one to build on it because the whole purpose is we want them to click on it and we want them to click on whatever it is, coaching program, book, articles, whatever it might be. We want them to be able to use that. And that even falls into things where I'm helping them, like with the SOPs. I do a whole lot of brainstorming with clients and writing down things. So it's, here's the problem, and by golly, we're going to find a solution. May not be the perfect solution, but we're going to find a solution to this. And the sole purpose is for you to get the exposure so that people will want to come and buy your product, buy your program, look at your webinar, whatever it might be, that it's my job to find the right words, to find the right way to reach those people out there that you want to reach. So a lot of times it's like, I really have to get them to really think about, who are you trying to target?
Who are you talking to?
You might have 3,000 people as subscribers, but are those 3,000 people really truly people that are going to come and actually, watch your webinar, sign up for your challenge, buy whatever? Because if they're not, it's great. We can still send stuff out. I have no problem with that. We'll write an email to everybody. But we're really trying to segment and market to the people because that's what your business is all about. You want your business to grow.
Exactly.
So
Awesome.
kind of a roundabout way of saying that, but it's very strategic. I think that's
Awesome.
the thing. When we sit down, I'm not just like, if we're brainstorming, it's not brainstorming without, I've already got in my mind, here's the whole list, bulleted points that I really want to get across to say, now here's what we're going to do. So
cool. That's amazing. So what is the best compliment you've ever received from a client?
Best compliment I ever received was a client who was having, I could tell, kind of a rough couple of weeks. And we meet every week. And it was towards the end of the week. And she sat there and as we got on to the Zoom call, she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here." She said, "You're just kind of like my calming influence when everything's going crazy." And I thought, that is wonderful. Thank you. I said, I don't need all the kudos about, you've earned me this much money or whatever. She was just glad I was there, because everything was going crazy. And so it was really nice. That was really nice.
Awesome. So if you want to, you can share with our audience how they could contact you if they would like to learn more about you and your content business.
Okay. If you would like to contact me, and Lisa, I didn't know if we could put anything in any kind of notes or anything on here, or if not, I'll just tell them.
We have the comment section. Yeah, we can put something in the comments.
Okay. So I am there's two places that you can come to get me if you want to email me, which is really an easy way to get a hold of me. It's Karen at creativevasolutions.com. And that Creative VA Solutions is my .com is my website. Or, and this is a long one, virtually assured VA services at gmail.com. I'm on Facebook with the same thing, Casey Creative VA Solutions, and I'm on LinkedIn. So those are the two big places I am. I probably should be more on Instagram, but I'm not.
That's okay.
There's only so much
it's
only so much you can focus on.
Right.
So,
what's your website? What's the name of your website?
creativevasolutions.com.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So unfortunately, our guest has not been able to join us today. We will have to reschedule with that particular guest. It is coming up, almost to the 30-minute mark pretty soon here. We will, as I said, reschedule with that particular guest, and she was not able to hop on. Like I said, she was traveling, so, it may have not been convenient at the specific time for her to jump on here. However, I do want to tell you her name and a little bit about her, because I do have her introduction that I can share. So her name is, I hope I don't butcher the name because I'm not the best with names, but it's Omolola Adekeye. I hope that's correct. But Omolola is with True Value Global Ventures, which is a holistic financial strategy firm providing sustainable alternative asset solutions to businesses and families, ensuring they thrive by empowering them to innovate ways to build wealth. Though she is an attorney, she is not a straitjacket attorney. She looks for information to bring about long-lasting changes. She serves clients globally. Her goal is to help clients become efficient investors by capitalizing on interest and eliminating taxes. Like I said, unfortunately, she was not able to join us here today, but you can find her on LinkedIn if you would like to connect with her and possibly learn more about what she does. Omolola Adekeye. I hope I have the name right. Like I said, I'm not great with names, but you are welcome to reach out to her on LinkedIn if you like and learn a little bit more about her. We will try to get her rescheduled for, Tiger Eye Talk show again in the future. And if you are listening to our broadcast today, if you are interested in being a guest on the Tiger Eye Talk show, please do reach out to me. I'd be happy to get that scheduled for you and let you know a little bit more of what it's all about and exactly what to expect if you want to be a guest. on our talk show. Anything you would like to add, Karen?
Oh, no, this has been fun.
Co-host on the Tiger Eye Talk Show today.
Well, I'll be glad when you can get her rescheduled. I think it'd be very interesting. Would love to hear what she has to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've had a couple conversations with her, and she is really good at what she does. Mm-hmm. She really is. So, yeah.
Good.
Again, you can reach out to her on LinkedIn if you'd like to connect with her, or, if you'd like to connect with Karen or I. You can reach out and connect with us as well. Both of us are on LinkedIn. I'm Lisa at tigereyesolution.com is my email if you want to shoot me an email if you have any questions about today's broadcast, or if you're looking to possibly be a guest on a future broadcast. We would love to have you as a guest. So thank you, Karen, for being here today.
Thank
we did
you.
enjoy learning a little bit more about you and your business and what you do and how you serve your clients.
Okay. Thanks,
I
Lisa.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. And we will see you again next month. Tiger Eye Talk happens the first Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So see you again soon.